Good morning. So first of all, I just want to go over some of the shared reading from yesterday. So number one, it mentioned about why did Jim claim he did not want any food. So we were using inferences, and inferences is you can't always find the exact evidence. That's retrieval, where you've got to read around it and kind of get a good idea for what is going on. So why didn't he want any food? So, I mean, some of the reasons could be that he was in an unfamiliar place, um, and therefore he just wasn't in the right kind of frame of mind for kind of wanting to eat. The food looked disgusting. Or he was worried about his mother, and as he was worried about his mother, he just didn't have any appetite at all. He just probably couldn't think about even eating. Um, so why did Jim not let the old woman know he was awake? So I was just thinking about this before, and I don't know about you guys, but I know certainly when I was younger, you sort of sometimes you're kind of up a bit late, and you might be reading or something, um, and your parents think you're asleep, and then you can hear them coming up the stairs or somewhere. Oh no! So you quickly put the book away or whatever you've been kind of playing a game or something you shouldn't have been, and you quickly get the covers over, and you hear the door open, and you're pretending to be asleep. So a bit similar there to Jim, because the old woman was going around, she was checking to see if they were, because they should have been asleep, and if they were awake, if she caught them awake, they would get into serious trouble. They might be whipped or something, because it was quite savage in those days. Okay, so next one. So during the night, an old woman prowled up and down the room with a candle in one hand, holding it to each of the boy's face as she passed. So it sounds quite sort of scary, that is, in a way. So prowled, what does that make you think of? I don't know about you, but it makes me think of an animal, how it prowls around. So kind of, as an animal prowls around, it's kind of creeping around quietly, not wanting to be seen or heard. And then it will kind of strike, attack its prey, won't it? Something an animal does when it's hunting. So kind of it's comparing her to like an animal where it's stalking around quietly, hoping to catch the children out. And the last question was, do you think Joseph and the old woman were kind or unkind people? So I suppose Joseph, he told Jim about his mother who had passed away. I think, well, that's not a kind thing to do, but Joseph didn't know any different. That's what Mr. Sissons told him. So he sounds actually quite a helpful person, doesn't he? And as for the old woman, well, at the moment, she's doing her job, but perhaps she doesn't sound like the nicest of people, does she? The fact she's prowling around at night, checking to see if the children are awake or not. Okay, so let's look at today's work, Wednesday. Okay, so can I explain? Can I explore the meaning of words in context? So that's words within sentences. Pages 45 to 50. So in the paragraph beginning, Jim Forst, and that is the first paragraph. What is the closest in meaning to blurred? Circle one word. So blurred. So find that in the text. There were boys all around him shuffling out in the cold yard, and they blurred into smudges of grey. So does it mean strong? Does it mean unclear? Does it mean bright? Does it mean smudge? Okay, so what is the best meaning there? Question 2. In the paragraph beginning, Jim Forst, so the same paragraph again, what word means moving slowly? So in that paragraph, you've got to find a word that is similar in meaning to moving slowly. So it'll be verb. Question 3. In the paragraph beginning, Jim Forst, what word is closest in meaning to gasp? Circle one word. So in that same paragraph again. So he wouldn't cry here. His lungs were bursting and he thought he would never be able to gasp for air again. So now we've read it in context. That means within the sentence, we've got that better meaning. So does it mean grab? Does it mean breathe? Does it mean catch? Does it mean taste? Number 4. What simile is used to describe Mr. and Mrs. Sissons? So, on page 45, you will find the answer. On page 46, it was like a slow dance and the steps were always the same, repeated day after day after day. What technique has the author used here and what effect does it have on the reader? So repeated day after day after day. So the technique is something something. The author has used this because. Okay. On page 49, what simile is used to describe Mr. Sissons' voice? So you have to go to page 49. And number 7, in the paragraph beginning, misbehaving were you? What word tells you that Mr. Sissons enjoyed the boys eating like pigs? So I remember that information. Didn't sound very nice to me how he treated those boys. So need to go to that paragraph, don't we? Where are we? Misbehaving were you? Misbehaving were you? Misbehaving. Page 49. Where are we? Page 49. There we go. Misbehaving were you? So within there, what simile is used to describe how the boys were eating like pigs? Sorry, what word tells you that he enjoyed the boys eating like pigs? Okay, and then we've got some synonyms. So words that are similar in meaning. So scrawny. What are some other words for scrawny with a similar meaning? Repeat. Can you think of any other words that are similar to repeat? Flapping, gazed, gulped. Some of you might just do 1, some might do 2 or 3 words. Okay, guys? So looking forward to seeing your work. Thank you.